So, all on the net, if you haven't seen it play out, Black Belt Brandon, viral way, you know what I'm saying? They're having like a little mix up, you know what I'm saying? They done got shaky in the room between the two, you know what I'm saying? So, a few days ago, I was hosting No Jumper, along with Viral Way and Munchie B, Adam, and Lush. And before I had hosted No Jumper with these guys, I didn't know that there was any smoke or imaginary smoke or whatever you want to classify the situation as. I didn't know that it was happening or unfolding. So
my man Young Ant Jefe said, I am not caught up in the flammery, skullduggery, and the larceny of what you guys have going on. What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? Rich Rapper Tapping In. Excuse me, TNN Trap News Network. Back in the same, like cracking the same here at TNN. Clap, Trap News Network. Clap, clap, clap. It's that good news, yos. It's that good, not legit, though. You're not finna get nobody's college, big dog. Tap in with the tap in. If you ain't tapped in with that good tap in. Hit us with a like, hit us with a comment, hit us with a good subscribe for everything we have going on here at TNN Trap News Network. It's that news you use. It's that knowledge you ain't finna get in nobody's college. You finna tap in with the tap in. Make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe button, notification bell, hit all. Make sure you get into the best what we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. We finna slide over here, my man. Slide over here, my man Young Ant Jefe. Shout out to Young Ant Jefe. Don't care about nothing but what the checks say. We finna go ahead and see what's going on with the Viral Way in Brandon. It's a little Kantiana, it's a little conflicting things, you feel me? But let's see what's going on, man. Let's get into it, let's go.
So, I guess Brandon, you know what I'm saying, however him and his war chief dude got into it, y'all probably know more than me. They got into it, them getting into it, seems like it led to a back and forth. Viral Way was implemented in it. A fade was supposed to be had out of everything that went on between Brandon and this war chief guy. So, lo and behold, Viral say he going live. Both guys hop on a live. They both come to the conclusion that they gonna get it in. The war chief dude dropped his address to the Viral Way guys. Allegedly told the Viral Way guys, don't give it to Brandon. This is just for you. When he ready to come, basically y'all bring him. However, it was said that the address still got out. That Viral Way gave the address to Brandon.
Which will make War Chief the biggest idiot because you trusted complete strangers with your address where your family lives, so you're dumb, but that's your business.
Beat Viral Way there. But, however, Messiah made it there before Mr. Viral. Then Mr. Viral made it there. However, amongst all this going on, I guess Brandon wanted to take a look at this $50,000 gem that the war chief has said he have. Kind of find out the $50,000 gem is just a garage. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got too much stuff in there, but it does have stuff in there. It got some mats laid down. So now, which would have had me confused, got guys kind of confused, like Brandon asked, hey, where's the gem? But you said 50,000, and then it turned to war chief. Oh no, I was saying I had to gut this out, and it cost you 50,000, but it's matched down. We can get it in. It was all type of stuff said.
Young Ant Jefe seemed like he the only one really catching all this flammery, skullduggery, and larceny for real.
Type of slander threw out there. We even heard that Brandon allegedly got his phone knocked out his hand, and if he held his composure, that was good composure, Hosen, because that's an act of aggression, you know what I'm saying? I definitely, the reflex, you know what I'm saying? So Brandon got good reflexes. He stopped that reflex from coming, if this in fact did happen, you know what I'm saying? However, this situation that was had between the war chief and Brandon got Viral Way and Brandon into a little bit of a skirmish because both of them are calling each other liars. End result, a lot of people are feeling like Brandon didn't take the fade. And like I said, social media is going to keep on controlling you dudes' narratives and having you dudes crash out or on the brink of crashing out if you don't control yourself or ignore certain aspects of what's going on social media.
Young Ant Jefe is giving some good game right now. Some real good game right now. If you don't control your aspects of your own thinking and your own movements, you will, you feel me, get your issue taken. What's going on, bro? Let me get the $16. You have to control yourself. You have to, thank you, brother. You have to control yourself. You have to control your actions. My bad, y'all. I'm over here at the car. Hey, how much one of them towels?
The towels are 3.
Let me get one. Appreciate it, bro. My bad, y'all. I'm over here at the car wash trying to get my shit. Thank you, brother. I'm over here at the car wash trying to get the truck clean. The kids got football this weekend, so you know the truck got to get cleaned out. We can make this good family trip. You feel me? But I digress. When it comes down to it, though, if you can't control yourself, you can't control your thinking, you can't control your actions, you can't control your communication, you can't control how you are and are not triggered by certain things, you're gonna have a hard time in this space. Period, point blank. It's nothing that anyone can tell you that's gonna change it. There's nothing anyone can do that can change it. You're gonna have a hard time in this space if you cannot control your emotions. Period, point blank. With that all being said, you have to maintain a level of mental intelligence. You have to maintain a level of mental fortitude, and you have to be able to stand tall on your pivot and be able to ignore, like Ant Jefe said, a lot of the BS and the drama that comes in front of you, because I'm not, you know what people say, oh, it's their job in the comment to get you going. That's actually not their job. Nobody is here, job is to be annoying, to be a pest, to be disrespectful, to be any of those things. That's actually not your job. That's what you choose to do because you're a loser and you're lame with your time. But people will antagonize and do whatever they have to do to get a negative response out of you. It's just up to you not to give it.
See, y'all ain't paying attention. A lot of these dudes been doing this longer than me and still do not understand and still let the chats control their narratives. They let the chats control their narratives until they're under pressure and on the brink of almost falling off that cliff, and then they think like, man, hold on, and want to reel themselves back in. And then say with the chats, oh, the chat's doing this, the chat's doing that. I've been telling y'all. However, reason for me doing this segment, I could have been did this segment with everything that's been said and, you know, that's been passed between each other. But what got me was Brandon turning back Crip. So, y'all know Brandon, if you know Brandon. Brandon, get up there, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, Brandon, you picked the blue flag up and hung it back to the left side, only on the left side. Yeah, that's the Crip side. They're going to fire you up, Brandon.
And then, you know, his edge and or his pod abilities and skill set to a degree is biased towards gang members. You know what I'm saying? Like, let something come up with a gang member, or you know, something that don't sound philosophical, or something he ain't feeling that's not a political issue, or you know, just things that's going on worldly. He gonna try to chew a gang member up. You wouldn't even know that Brandon was a gang member by the way he be talking. You would think that he was a blue collar guy his whole life. So what I'm starting to see and I'm hearing is that when Brandon get mad, Brandon resorts back to this.
When Brandon get mad, he goes to Loken. It's like when somebody get mad and they go to racism. It's because you're a racist. Brandon get mad and go to Crippin because he a Crip. Brandon get mad and he goes to Loken. He gets to tripping. He gets to Crippin.
Crippin. Brandon resorts back to this Crippin when he gets mad. So we about to get into this content, and y'all already know, man, it's the halfway.
It's the halfway and the half effect. He gonna commentate.
Half effect, we gonna commentate.
Do jiu-jitsu. So what he is doing...
Isn't that an argument for why you should fight him, though?
Listen.
Catch a fade in my yoga studio, dog.
So that is why when I got there, he no longer wanted to do MMA. He just wants to throw hands because he's scared of jiu-jitsu.
He would do everything.
He did not, bro.
Do everything.
If you don't have match, you're gonna do jiu-jitsu on concrete. You lied and said you had a professional gym. Now I get handicapped. Listen, man, y'all the toughest on earth. Y'all done beat everybody up.
We are.
But here's the thing, bro. Here, bro. Listen, bro. If we go to the city, cuz I got more knockouts than both you combined. That's the fact. That's the fact. On Long Beach. Look, nigga, this is fact.
You got more skills than you got squabbles.
More fades and more knockouts. Let's just settle that right there. So no nigga could tell me how long. So neither one of these could tell.
Hey, notice how TF Third got extra quiet. Extra quiet. TF Third, how many knockouts you got? Never mind.
Tell me about catching fades.
The homie
bro.
got double digits.
I don't listen, bro. Whatever. I ain't never heard of none of them. So let me.
You from the other side.
Oh, that's fine. Look.
Is that what this is really all about?
Nah, this ain't. We love Brandon. Brandon
Listen.
got.
Nah, it sounds like it's what it's all about because the politics is definitely creeping in here for sure.
Bro,
people.
listen, can't nobody tell me about catching fades who ain't got more fades than me. You changed the rules. We supposed to be having an MMA match. Now we in some street. I ain't driving nowhere to nobody's house to do no street shit. Cause a nigga can pull out a gun and kill you out his house and say, that's self-defense. I'm telling you, everybody watching. This is what it looked like when niggas try to set you up for a fall.
You definitely can't get hit with a blower at the house.
When they try to encourage, no one tells their friends to do things that could get their friends hurt, killed, legally liable for stuff. Unless what? They care more about content.
They were there and they
than your
had
vision.
access to your blick. If anything, like,
no,
why
they
would
did
you
not
feel-
have access
Yeah, access to your blick is wild.
to my blick. So what are you talking
There's a
about?
button for the truth.
Access to the blick is crazy.
Hey, listen.
Access to the blick is wild. Admitting that there's a blick is wild. Blick talk on camera is crazy.
It's three. Hey, Tay.
Oh, wait. If
That's young Ant Jefe that don't got YouTube Premium. I got YouTube Premium. That's not me.
you were detained at any San Bernardino juvenile...
See, look, it's gonna happen again. This young Ant Jefe. It ain't me.
Access to the blick is crazy.
Hey, listen.
Blick access.
It's three. Hey, Tay.
Oh, wait. If you were detained at any San Bernardino juvenile detention facility, such as High Desert or...
Sitting on the couch with Blick, how you gonna get to your car before they get Blick?
Nah,
like
you
were
got
supposed
that.
to? Come on, bro.
I hear what you're saying. You try to be
I have
professional.
common sense. No,
But listen, they wasn't finna let you get back
bro,
there.
listen, man. Look what they doing now. I don't trust these.
What you mean they wasn't finna let you get packed out? Nigga, how you gonna stop it? That's niggas be thinking they have so much control. Oh, how you let them do that? How you not gonna let them do that? Nigga, can't stop that. If they gonna pack you out, they gonna pack you out. It ain't nothing that you can do about it. Period, point blank.
Look how they talking now.
Brandon, it's nigga, this Long Beach beef.
Hey, why say that?
It's not beef. It's
is
not
now.
beef. It's just lies. It's just lies. I ain't gonna lie on no nigga on the internet.
I don't get why you agreed to it to begin with.
Bro, it's fine. Because it was a person.
Hey, now that's real. Lush, I never thought that I'd say this, but Lush just made a smart point. Why did you agree to this stupidity in the first place, Brandon?
Address
Who presented themselves as a jiu-jitsu brown belt, who also presented themselves as a professional coach. If you say, come to my professional establishment, we'll get some rounds in,
Mr. Viral talks so much, he talk even when nobody listening.
I'm with it. If you would have said, I'm gonna bring you out here, we gonna fight fade in the street in my hood, I'd be like, you're dumb as we can meet at a neutral location.
Hey, look.
I'm not going to home field advantage for no hood, no street shit.
When you Google the address, an apartment comes up. Everybody knows you can go to Google Street View
Here we go.
and look at the street. What type of street?
Can you look at somebody's garage from Google Street View?
Without
Yes.
looking at
No,
it,
you cannot.
can
Go
see
right
the
now. You
exterior.
cannot see the private
It's on the
property.
outside.
It's
You
in
can
the
see the
back.
exterior. Oh, okay.
It's in the back. Everyone keeps saying this dude is now using YouTube arguments from people who are dumb because he knows he's lying. You cannot see the back of nobody's
He said this nigga's using YouTube arguments because he's dumb.
Google Maps.
You're not the back cave in there, bro.
You do.
Bro, they have blick access, bro. Nothing's gonna happen.
Nigga's a liar, bro.
Hey, that's the line.
You didn't give me. Hey, just know that I didn't
Blick access is sick.
say.
Blick
Hey,
access.
just know that I didn't say that on the internet. That
No,
they have
no,
blick
listen,
access.
no.
I didn't say all that.
Bro, it didn't
I don't
happen.
know what got access to. What I agreed to was we could meet at a real venue. They said,
Hey,
you asked him, will you take the fight? Will you take the fight? Oh, this and that. He's scared of jiu-jitsu. And
I got time today, cuz. So it's these situations like this
You got time today, cuz? All right, let's talk about it.
that I have to call out and speak on regardless of who get mad. And it ain't no smoke with me and Brandon. It just is what it is. If I'm potting a certain way and I do something that's detrimental and or reverse and or hypocritical of what I'm saying, fire my ass up. So, like I said, me first meeting Brandon, didn't know Brandon had a gangbanging bone in his body. Is that a bad thing? Hell no. Element of surprise. Some people you can just sniff out, oh yeah, he banged. Where you from? If I could hold the element of surprise, I would have held it. Being an adolescent coming up, I was told this was a full-time job, so that's how I pushed that, you know what I'm saying? With the putting in work and saying attached, different things that you already gonna identify who I am. But that don't mean that you tough, you the toughest, you the sickest, none of that, because as of coming of growth and growing and hit different levels and educating myself, a lot of stuff I would have done differently that I hopped off the porch doing. So it ain't that.
Shout out to young Ant Jefe for acknowledging and respecting growth.
He don't look like a game banger or look like somebody different that makes him soft or weak. But as I said, I didn't know. When I did find out, it still kind of threw me because his take on gang members and people in the street lifestyle, like to a degree, he kind of gives you a Charleston White a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We had said this before. So let me back up a little bit, back to when I was at No Jumper with Viral Way, and they spoke of this war chief situation. When they spoke of this situation, it was accusations threw out there that Brandon was allegedly cousin, and you know what I'm saying, said a lot of other stuff, you know, I don't really want to repeat, you know what I'm saying, because it classifies threats or whatever the case may be, but we know the war chief, man, ain't playing like that. War chief trying to get a squabble.
War chief is trying to get his next bump a yistle yes because he's a yoker.
From, you know what I'm saying, what we getting, so we don't think he pressing no charges, and definitely the aggressive move and stance that he made is the reaction of what came out of Brandon's mouth. But that episode when Viral Way was like Brandon was cousin and saying what he was saying, I'm like, nah, y'all throwing it on thick, because the way that Brandon cut gang members down, I wouldn't think.
The way that Brandon cut gang members down, you would never think that Brandon was out here gang membering.
That cuz was in his vocabulary. I did not think cuz was in Brandon's vocabulary. So I guess Brandon does have kind of an offshoot button, or a button that you can piss him off on. Now,
on today's episode of Brandon's Boundaries,
weeks ago, Brandon had kind of did this same thing in the room where, I don't care if you Crip blood, you Munchie B, you hate Trey, you Hoover, shit, you whatever. And I had walked in the room and didn't know nothing about this outburst. You know, when I walked in the room, everything was good. However, y'all know I did a segment on that. Me and Brandon spoke, we got past that. Brandon, what you gotta do is live inside your old body. The smarts that you speak on, that you have obtained, and that you show in these debates, political debates, and whatever debate it is, because you feel like you're the smart person in the room, you gotta know when to use your mind, bro, because like,
young Ant Jefe's making a good point, and I like how he's making this point without being disrespectful, without being demeaning, but he being a real homie about this, because I will say this, Brandon, why the hell were you even there? Brandon, why the hell were you even there, my guy? Why were you even there, my guy? Why were you even there, my guy? What made you pop up to this?
I feel what he's saying, like, as far as the chats want him to, basically crash out. So he's talking about these waivers, and if you're not a professional fighter, UFC fighter, MMA fighter, whatever, jiu-jitsu, you probably not gonna know nothing about these waivers he's talking about.
These waivers are extremely important, big dog. Not a fight should happen without the waivers. Not a fight should happen without the waivers.
But it's like, when you setting the precedent and you speak in a certain way, and it's just like, when you first showed up, I feel like, shit, hey, once you already seen that gym wasn't what it was, hey, with the waivers looking like you ain't got no waivers, I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm out of here. Like, we ain't got time to play games and just get to it, because there ain't even no point even showing up and not getting to it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no point in showing up and not getting.
It ain't no point in shooting. Get it? Ain't no point in shooting. But I'm bump. Shout out to point and shoot.
Getting to it. So that's what I say about you allowed the chats and what social media say, whether it's from this dude to call, whether it's from the bro that call himself the Brandon Slayer. All this is built up resent, built up emotion from over the weeks. People speaking, you tune in to No Jumper, you see what's going on, you see the chats, and you allowing the chats to rip and tear you up until you in a place where you like, man, hold on, man, like, nah, this ain't right. And then you switch your approach. But like, what's up with this cuz shit, though? That's what I really want to know. Like, what's up with this cuz shit? Because
my nigga Young Ant Jefe said, I'm going to tell you where I'm from. You're going to tell me where you from. I'm going to tell you where my mama stay. You're going to tell me where your mama stay.
I'm not going to lie. Somebody from Crip hit me. And he has seen me drop the segment on Brandon, to be speaking on Brandon a few weeks ago. And he tapped in with me like, hey, bro, why you playing them games, bro? Dude ain't from my hood. I ain't never seen dude a day in my life. And I had to tell him, like, hey, look, bro, I don't know where dude from, you know what I'm saying? You know, I know him as a co-host at No Jumper. We straight. It ain't for me to go into his background and question his Crippin or anything like that because he was not banging my community. But dude that asked me some other questions and I had told him, hey, look, you know, this Brandon Instagram, which I already know you know what it is, you can holler at him about 20 minutes because I can't politic that or tell him where he ain't from. But what I can do, Brandon, knock it off, bro. You can't be cousin and doing all that when you get mad. If you with this Crippin or you ain't with this Crippin. Now, as far as the fade part, I don't know. But that's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because this one thing about it. Regardless of Viral Bay and Brandon being from the opposite side, what was from Tooties to others being from Long Beach, it's a those gangs are family netted. Those gangs are next door to each other.
Those gangs got brothers from the same hoods but opposite sides. Like one brother, literally mom, dad, same. One brother went 20 Crip, one brother went insane. So that's like literally some family business they got going on over there.
Somebody should have heard of somebody. Definitely with all these fades and I knocked you out. And I ain't just talking about Brandon, I'm just talking about the whole overall general situation because they both was out there like, what, I got double digits, I got this and that, and I ain't never heard of you, I ain't never heard of you. Long Beach is not that big, and if you were set right next door to each other, where a street separates you, or you probably can look down a few houses down and see some people, that's the
in certain situations, y'all live in the same apartment complex.
Man, in that area, bro, it's not hard to be heard of. Definitely if you whipping feet, somebody should know. Somebody should know. But we got to stop getting caught up in this, man, social media-ish, man, and stop letting it get the best of you. And with that being said, man, y'all get in the chats, man, and let me know what y'all think, man, about this situation, man, about Brandon, about Viral Way, and who got the most.
It's a lot of flu, flammery, skullduggery, and larceny for sure, but y'all know the deal, man. We about to the next one. Red dots to the left. Y'all know the rest, and of course, it's free. Avenue Angel until he's free. We are gone.